So, Mayor Nancolas, so you've been mayor of Caldwell for 24 years. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
But what has that meant to you to serve your community for 24 years?
Oh, it's just an honor and a privilege that I can't even hardly put into words. It's something that is so rewarding, and the opportunity to be involved with people. I've met some of the most amazing people on the planet that I don't think I would ever have met had I maybe not been in this position. It's rewarding, it's exciting, it has inspired me, it has driven me. So all those things are just emotions that are just so many different emotions that I'm just so grateful for this opportunity. And that the people of Caldwell have trusted me in this position for this many years. And so it's one of those things where gratitude, love for this community, respect, appreciation, it's an honor, all those emotions rolled into one.
Well said. And how is Caldwell, and this is, how has Caldwell really changed in the past 24 years since 1997? Take me back.
Oh wow! It's dramatic. The change in Caldwell, not just in growth. I mean, we were approximately 23,000 when I took office, and the estimated population now is somewhere around 63,000. So I mean, we've nearly tripled in size. Managing that growth has been a huge opportunity, but a challenge. Trying to make sure that we don't lose our identity and that we, keep the community headed in a positive direction. So it's changed dramatically. The downtown, that once was a ghost town is now back to life. It's a destination point. The average income in our household has grown dramatically over the past decade or so. Crime is way down. Jobs are coming to the city of Caldwell. I think we've beautified the city. I think it's a very attractive city. And, so I mean, all these changes that we've seen come together, it's just astounding to see it and be a part of it and work with all the people who've helped make this happen. It's just been, like I say, an experience that I can't even put into words. It's just amazing. But Caldwell has changed dramatically, and I think I call Caldwell the treasure of the valley, and I think we've earned that. I mean, it's a wonderful place for families, for kids. The crime is, like I say, way down again. And it's just a wonderful place to live, work, play, raise a family, recreate, come downtown. The downtown has returned to the heartbeat and the soul of our community. And so it's just really fun to see all that and be a part of it.
No, definitely. With Indian Creek Plaza, as you say, that's been huge for Caldwell, kind of being that hub. And I know that many of us enjoy, that area coming down here. It's huge to be able to see that change.
It is, and to see all the different people from so many different communities back in Caldwell again. You go back not that long ago, maybe a decade or decade and a half ago, and downtown Caldwell was a ghost town. I mean, it was, you could find a place to park anytime you wanted. It was no big deal. We have a parking problem now, and that's a good problem to have. I never thought we'd have that problem. But, and it's not just Caldwell. I mean, we're seeing people from the surrounding community, from surrounding states, especially at Christmas time with the lights and the ice skating, and seeing all those license plates downtown from Oregon or Washington or Utah or wherever, and people, all the counties around us. It's really just, it's kind of one of those, pinch me moments. Is this really happening, to be able to see that? It's a surreal feeling to see Caldwell and the way it's changed, and especially the downtown. But the other thing too is our industrial park. All the jobs that have come to Caldwell, and see the beautiful buildings out there, and the manufacturing and the jobs that it's created for our community, and to see that part of it. And of course, the growth and the partnership with the college, and football's come back, and Wolf Field and baseball, and there's so many things that have changed over the years. It's just been, it's dramatic, I guess is the term I would use to see that, and dramatic in a positive way. Caldwell to me it's my home. It's a destination point again, and I think again it has resumed its place as the treasure of the valley.
I love that. So, and speaking of this drastic growth that there has been over the last 24 years, and it's only continuing and actually continuing to rev up. So, do you believe that the city of Caldwell is prepared for that projected growth?
Yeah, we are. I mean, it presents challenges, obviously. Because sometimes the growth has been way more than what we really anticipated. But what I mean by prepared is our treatment plant is, we've upgraded it, so it has capacity for thousands more people. We've upgraded our collection system. We've changed the policies within the city as far as open space and our city ordinances for families and homes and how those intermingle with one another. I think we've been very good at attracting, like I say, new jobs, which help the citizens with their income and be able to afford homes. We've looked actively at multifamily housing, and much of that is coming to the community. So we're growing and changing with the environment and with the economy. But our infrastructure is in place. We have the policies in place, and we have projects planned for many years to come. We don't plan in 1 year increments. We plan in 5, 10, 15, and in some cases 20-year increments, like at the airport. And those plans are in motion. They're not just a plan sitting on the shelf. So I think we are prepared for the growth as best we can be. Obviously, there's new challenges, and rules might change with EPA, or changes in Clean Water Act, or with the treatment plant and requirements. And so we do have to still adjust. But I think we are prepared very well, especially from an infrastructure and a planning standpoint. We're prepared for the future.
So what is, or how is the city's relationship with the state? How would you describe that? And what are some of the biggest challenges between the city of Caldwell and the state of Idaho?
I think our relationship with the state is good. We have a great relationship with the governor's office. We have, some wonderful relationships with legislators. The main thing that we see still with legislature is we see a lot of still preemptive and bills that we think are not good for cities, not allowing us to grow. Local control is very important to us. So we try to work with the legislature and get through those things. And but overall, I think we have a great relationship with the legislature, and we try to develop that. We meet with our legislators regularly. We meet with, anyone we can that will listen to us at the state level. And we have a wonderful relationship with the Department of Water Resources, with the Department of Commerce, with labor. We're working very closely with them to make sure that we're bringing jobs and working with them. So it's not just the legislature that you have a relationship, it's all the government departments. And we think we have a really good relationship with them. They have helped us so many ways. The Department of Commerce and the Department of Labor have been absolutely essential in helping us bring these jobs to the community and working with us. The governor's office is a huge support. Making sure that we have the resources that we need to attract good businesses to the city of Caldwell and the state of Idaho. I think through this pandemic, the governor's office has been a huge resource for the city of Caldwell, and of course working with Southwest District Health and other health agencies. If we didn't have some of those resources, it would have been very difficult to maneuver through this pandemic. And we still have challenges ahead of us there as well. But that relationship we have with Bobby Joe Muehlman and the governor's office and some of those folks over there, they have been so helpful, so responsive to our requests and our needs. And then the other thing too is at the federal level. We have a really good relationship with our senators and with our congressionals. They make themselves available to us as we answer questions. And of course there's a lot of federal issues that we're also concerned about as we move forward, and how we're going to deal with those issues, and and get through these through the changes in the administration. And those things impact us. Federal rules and regulations and changes impact us. State rules and regulations change and impact us. So we have to have those relationships in order to keep moving forward.
So what is your biggest challenge, you would say, that you faced as mayor of Caldwell? If you kind of, 24 years, that's a lot of years, but if you really had to zero in on one, what would you say was your biggest challenge?
It's bringing Caldwell back to life. In all due respect, I think we were headed kind of this way, and we had to turn the ship and head this way. Caldwell, our infrastructure was struggling. We didn't have much capacity at the treatment plant. Our collection system was strained. Crime was heading the wrong direction. We weren't really growing. And so, I think over the 24 years is changing that dynamic so that we were prepared again. We had to upgrade our infrastructure. We had to address crime. We had to address economic development. We had to address parks and walking paths. Our subdivision ordinance was way outdated. So we had to upgrade those ordinances and make sure that we had plans in place for parks, and we had to upgrade our parks master plan. So that's a lot of things, but really what it means is we had to make sure that Caldwell changed its way of doing business, changed its philosophy about how we were going to grow, manage that growth, prepare for that growth, and then welcome it when it came. And I think that was probably the biggest challenge during the past 24 years is trying to change that dynamic so that Caldwell could become its rightful place as the heart and beat of Canyon County, and again resume its place in the valley. So.
Oh, it's a big job too. It's a massive job.
It is.
So when you look back, and on that same coin, what are you most proud of?
Oh, it's relationships probably, and what we've done from bringing Caldwell to the table in so many places. You know, we have relationships with so many, you know, the county, the city, the chamber, the other cities around us, like say the state. We've built those relationships, and you know, that's something that we really needed to do in order to succeed. You can't succeed by yourself. You have to have partners. You have to have relationships. And so I think building those partnerships has really changed Caldwell's ability to adapt and grow and change in a positive manner. And so I think building those partnerships and relationships is a huge thing. And we've worked really hard at that to try to build those relationships and earn the trust of our partners and counterparts so that they will invest in the city and bring resources to the city. But probably, you know, the other part of it is we've made families the priority in Caldwell. We wanted to make sure that our kids had, you know, a good place to live, grow, and play when they grew up. Our legacy, we wanted to make sure that they found a community that was way better than, you know, what we found it. And so our goal was to make sure that families were the centerpiece of our decision-making process, that we had, you know, youth programs, the youth master plan, the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council, you know, partnering with the school district and the YMCA and bringing the Y to the city and making sure that our families had good recreational opportunities and a safe environment and, you know, safe adult mentorship and working together, you know, to make sure that our families had the best opportunity to succeed. I really think it's a true statement that when families succeed, then so do your neighborhood, so does the city, so does the state, and so forth. But when families fail, that failure lands on the doorsteps of City Hall. And so we feel very, very strongly motivated to make sure that our families do have every opportunity to succeed, whether it's, again, a safe environment or parks or recreation or jobs or education. You know, working with Treasure Valley Community College and the College of Idaho and making sure that we've integrated those two great entities into our policies and procedures to make sure that our children have an opportunity to go on and succeed. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, but the work we've done around families, I think, is something that I'm probably most proud of. But again, if you don't do economic development, if you don't do crime, you know, then families don't succeed either. So they're all intertwined. They're all brought together to a focal point that says, if we do these things one at a time, if we change this, if we change jobs, if we change crime, if we change parks, if we change recreation, if we change downtown, then our families benefit in the long run. And so that's been the motivation for every decision that we've made in the city, is making sure, is this good for children? Is it good for families? Is it good for the seniors in our community? Then if it is, then let's do it.
No, definitely. And that focus on the youth in your community with your Youth Advisory Council. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Oh, sure.
And the inspiration behind that as well.
When I first took office, I've always loved kids. I've always loved, you know, the schools and that type of thing. So I made an effort to get into all the schools in the Valley, whether it's elementary schools or middle schools, the high schools. Went to the college, you know, College of Idaho, went to just listen and hear what these children and these students and these adults had to say about our community. And one of the things that we found is that the students wanted to be involved, but they felt disenfranchised. They didn't really feel like they had a voice. You know, how do we get involved in our community? How do we get involved in some of the decision making? And literally I was running. I used to run all the time till my legs gave out on me, but I ran miles and miles and miles a week. And as I was running through on my run, and thinking about what I just heard from these kids, this opportunity for the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council came to mind. And I thought, well, let's form this council where they can advise us, where we can bring them to the table. And it has blossomed over the years to where, you know, they're involved in the Youth Master Plan. They were helped involved in the YMCA project. They were helped involved in the downtown. If you look at our if you look at our Parks Master Plan, it shows names of youth that were involved in helping write that master plan. You know, we have them on boards and commissions. And so they are involved in the decision-making process around us because they're the authority on youth, right? That was years ago for me. They know what's going on in their lives and what they're interested in. So we have given them that opportunity to have a voice, to be a part of the community, to be a part of the planning process. And, you know, I don't know exactly, but somewhere between 800 and 1,000 students have now come through that program. And you know, they're out in the community doing wonderful things and have gotten married and graduated and gone to school and college, but yet they're still involved in that. You know, you can see their fingerprints all over the things that we've done. You know, some of these parks that we have built, the skate park, that was their idea. They came to us and said, we want a better skate park. And so we said, tell us, you know, again, you're the authority. What should it look like? Design it, help us. They did all the research. They went out, designed this skate park, brought it to the city council. A year later, we have this beautiful skate park that they helped design and helped even raise money for. So that's the kind of thing that is just so rewarding, is to see these youth involved in the community and to watch them blossom. The leadership skills, their ability to speak and go out and, they've written white papers, and when we go to Washington, D.C., they meet with their senators and congressmen, and they tell them, this is what we like. We've earned a reputation even back in Washington, D.C. We've had the opportunity to take youth and visit with the Department of Education in Washington, D.C. And they would ask our students sitting around a table just like this one, tell us what you think is important for you in school. How does this work for you? What about, do you like charter schools? Do you like public schools? What about working at your own pace? What about technology? Do you have enough technology? And they were asking, these leaders in Washington were asking our youth in Idaho, what do you think about all these different policies? And they had input, and again, I don't know how much difference it made, but they listened. And our youth felt empowered. They felt like they had a voice. And so that's part of that whole process, is giving the youth the opportunity to feel like they do belong, like they do have a voice, like they are important, and empowering them is such a big, big thing. So.
Oh, fantastic. I was reading about the Youth Advisory Council and some of the things that they were doing within the community and being able to lead. It's fantastic being able to give them, empower them to have a voice at such a young age too,
Yep.
and getting involved in how your city, how the city runs, how a government runs, getting those foundationals, but also being able to have that voice. That's huge. So I just think it's an amazing
thank you.
opportunity.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about the future for you. So I hear you're retiring, or not exactly what you're calling retirement by any means, but what are your plans, and what are you most looking forward to?
I just want to say I love my job, and so this is hard for me to not be involved in this capacity anymore. But I'm so looking forward to just more time with my wife. She has been so supportive to me. Again, 32 years between mayor and council, 2 years on planning and zoning, so more than half my life. Night meetings, weekend meetings, being out of town for conferences or whatever else. And my wife has been so supportive and so patient. And it's her turn. We want to spend more time together and just live our older years and doing things together as husband and wife. We also have the privilege of helping raise our grandchildren. We have 2 beautiful little granddaughters that we've had the opportunity to help raise. 17-year-old Lily that we've been helping since she was 3, and a little 10-year-old granddaughter Melody who we've been helping with since she was born. I want to spend more time with them. We hunt together, we fish together. I taught them to ride their bicycles, and I was with my older one when she first learned how to hunt, and they, their first salmon, I was with them when they caught we want to do more of that. They like sports. I want to be there. I've missed my sweet little granddaughter loves to sing, and their concerts are on Monday nights, and city council meetings are on Monday nights. So I've missed those things, and I don't want to miss any more of those. So there's lots of things. It's mostly around that'll that's big for me, as you probably could figure it out. But so my future holds just more time with my family, more time together with these grandkids, my children. I've got a son that'll be 40 years old. My goodness, can't believe I'm old enough to have a 40-year-old son, and a daughter that's 37, and I need to spend more time with them, do more things. I'm getting older, they're getting older, and there's moments that I don't want to miss anymore. And then, of course, I still have a lot of desire and love for this community. I'm sure I'll be involved in some way, whether it's service or volunteering for a board or a commission or something, or still helping with the youth. I told the kids the other day that I'm not going away. Maybe I can come back and help be an adult mentor for the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council. Anyway, just my plans are, my life has been structured for so many years. Meeting, business meeting, night meeting, city council meeting. So I'm looking forward to not having that structure and being able to say, I want to do this today, so that's what I'm going to do. But that want to involves the family, of course, and then still the city. I want to be involved in the city of Caldwell.
Wonderful. And obviously transitioning out, there will be somebody trying to fill your shoes after 24 years of leading the city of Caldwell. If you had any advice to give them, what would that be?
Listen. Listening is so important. Listen to the community, listen to the youth, listen to your council members. I would also encourage them. We have such a wonderful staff here at the City of Caldwell. Look around, all the improvements that are happening. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. It doesn't happen in a silo. It takes good people working together who understand and buy into the focus of the dreams and the vision for the city. And so these employees know their jobs. They are excellent. You know, I would put our workforce up against anybody's. The appointed officials understand the projects that we've outlined for the next several years. And so I guess my advice to them would be keep the people we have here because they're good, listen to them, listen to the community, and then act accordingly. You know, it's an amazing thing if you will, again, and you can't always do everything that, you know, the public wants or, you know, that you want on the way things happen. But by the same token, if people will just truly listen and engage and empower the employees, give them a vision and a dream and the tools to succeed, and then get out of their way, you know, because that's what we've done, and look at the results.
Oh, fantastic. I think that's all the questions I have. If there's anything else you'd like to add.
I am just, again, so grateful for this opportunity to serve. It's a privilege and an honor that I will treasure for the rest of my life. And so thank you to the community, to the citizens of Caldwell, for trusting me, for allowing me to serve, giving me the honor to be a part of this great community for so long. Thank you.
So Mayor, I have a couple of questions. May I?
Please. I think I just dropped your microphone here.
And you can just leave it right there. That's
Okay.
It's still working. That's a good thing.
Okay.
So let's go back to music. Music has been a big part of your life, even as mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Your association with Meridian, and talk about that. Your singing and how important that's been to you. You've sung publicly.
Yes, I have, and I love it. Music is also a big part of my life. I've been in plays in high school, and I was in the madrigals and all those things. I love singing. I love music. I play the guitar. And the singing mayors, Tom Dale and I have had the privilege of singing in lots and lots of places around the state, and it's just so fun. We sing at the Buckaroo Breakfast, or we've done fundraisers for the senior citizens. You know, put a little concert on between Tom and I. We get to sing for the seniors. I go to the senior citizens luncheons and sing for them. I go to the senior citizens homes, you know, Logan Park and others, and sing for them at Christmas time. It's just a way for me to express kind of what's in my heart. I love music. I think it talks to your soul. And so I love the opportunity of using music to express kind of what's inside of me. I love Christmas music and that wonderful time of the year. I love the Buckaroo Breakfast, and so go sing at the rodeo in the mornings. And it's just an opportunity for me to use I think a talent, a God-given talent that I'm certainly not the best by any means, but it's just something I love and I enjoy. And to use that talent to bring the community together maybe, or to express my love and appreciation for the community and the seniors when I go sing to them. They're so wonderful, and they just love, they're the best audience in the world, and it's so gratifying to be able to do that. So yes, singing with my daughter. My daughter has a beautiful voice. Her and I sing together. My granddaughter Lily has a beautiful voice. Melody, the youngest one, Lily and I sang the national anthem last year at the 4th of July with the fireworks. And so using that ability to sing as part of my life is just huge. And I'm lucky, I've been able to incorporate that into the office of mayor and use that with Tom Dale and others to just be a part of the community from a musical standpoint as well. And that's just so much fun. It makes my heart swell.
So I'm going to put you on the spot. Sing us a couple of lines of one of your favorites.
I got sunshine on a cloudy day, and when it's cold outside, sorry, I've got the month of May. I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my little girl, my girl.
Beautiful color to your voice, yes.
I just love singing, and those are the kind of songs that make you happy and make you want to get up and shuffle your feet. The other side of it too is the patriotic songs, during the 4th of July. Those move people. I think they bring patriotism and give you the tingles, so to speak. And so being able to do those things, singing the national anthem, at different locations, singing America the Beautiful. Tom and I do a rendition of America the Beautiful that is really, really...
A couple of lines of that?
Well, let's see. Which one?
Well, whatever you'd like, and again, I'm linking that to your services, Mayor.
Okay. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Mayor, you do have a beautiful voice.
Thank
you for
you.
sharing this with us.
Thank you.
Okay, I have one last question.
Okay.
Here, and just because I've been around a while too. You've been here most of your life, have you?
In Caldwell,
In
yeah.
Caldwell?
Idaho all my life, and then in Caldwell since I was 5 years old.
Then you should probably remember this, the retirement of One-Eyed Pete.
You know, I do.
Can you talk about that?
I can. As you know, the interstate went through Caldwell, but back then it was not a freeway. We had a stoplight in downtown, at Kimball. We had this stoplight at Kimball and the interstate. It was the only stoplight between Portland and Salt Lake City. It was the last stoplight on the freeway. So as they widened the freeway through town and took this stoplight down, they actually had a funeral they called him Red Eye Pete. He was the last signal on the interstate between those two locations, and so it was quite an ordeal in the city of Caldwell. They took it down. They actually had a funeral for it. they had this funeral procession. The mayor back then, I think, was it Mayor McCluskey, if I'm not mistaken?
That's right.
Actually gave a little obituary, and I mean it was quite an event in the city of Caldwell. Top hat. I mean they had the period type clothing on and whatever else. It was really quite the deal. Matter of fact, we have a painting of it just down here in the hallway. And so we had a legitimate funeral for the last signal light on the interstate on I-84 between these two big cities between Portland and Salt Lake City. So it was really quite an event, and that's what Caldwell is. I mean, we have these wonderful events with, Indian Creek Festival and the rodeo and the fair. We have one of the best rodeos in the nation. We have this beautiful fair. We have all these wonderful events, the Indian Creek Festival with cardboard kayaks. I mean, that's what Caldwell does. We have these celebrations, we bring people together, and we just have a great time.
Thanks for sharing that.
You bet.
That's
Thank
my
you.
last question.
All right.
I just thought that'd be cool.
No, I love that. Thank you, Clint. I did not know about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty great.
They're really cool.
So I wondered if you go ahead and grab the transmitter there.
Oh, sure.